I'm having breakfast with Barry Lee. Yo-do-do-do-dee. I'm having breakfast with Barry Lee.
Portions of the Breakfast with Barry Lee podcast were pre-recorded. Other parts were deleted entirely. Whatever, just glad to connect with you. Let's get you started with Barry's Brainbuster. With National Joe Day coming up on the calendar this week, this question: this popular name for a man is going extinct. In the early 1950s, there were nearly 39,000 babies with this name. Today, it's ranked number 674. What name is it? Is it A, Gary, B, Scott, or C, Henry? The answer revealed at the end of the show. Before we go to the calendar for this week, wanted to share a little story that happened a couple of weeks ago. I was attending a community function dinner. My wife couldn't go. Ended up sitting with a gentleman that I hadn't seen in a long time, and yet we go way back serving on committees and different community projects. His wife wasn't able to join him either, so it was fun catching up. So all during the dinner, we're talking about, how many years we'd known each other and what our adult kids are up to now. And we just sort of reflected on, man, how did we get to be this age? And then we started bragging on ourselves. Maybe we're such and such an age here, but, we're still kicking it. And we're sort of bragging on each other and talking about how well we're doing for our age and how blessed we are and everything. So during dinner, he gets up, goes to the bathroom, comes back. And I thought, before the program starts, not a bad idea. So I went to the bathroom too. So it was upon entering the bathroom and stepping up to the urinal that I realized that I had no belt on. And I just chuckled to myself like, yeah, here we were, just out here bragging about ourselves. Yeah, look at us, these old guys. We still got it. We're still kicking it. And I can't even dress myself. I showed up at this function where you're all dressed up, no belt on. So I go back to the table, sit down, and I lean over and I tell him, I said, here we were, just bragging about ourselves, about how well we're doing for our age and everything. And I said, I just went to the bathroom and realized I don't have a belt on. How can I be bragging about myself and I can't even dress myself? He chuckled and he leaned in and he says, I'll go one better. He says, when I got to the urinal, I realized that all during the social hour, my fly was down. Oh, man, reality just smacks you right in the face. Let's check out the podcast planner, nationaldaycalendar.com. Monday the 24th, it's National Cocktail Day. So whether it's a mocktail, a virgin, or the real thing, bottoms up. It's also National Cheesesteak Day and Chocolate-Covered Raisin Day. I love those things. Tuesday the 25th, it's National Medal of Honor Day. It's the highest military award for valor in the United States, created in 1861. On this day, 1584, Sir Walter Raleigh is granted a patent to colonize Virginia. And on March 25th, 1954, the first color TV was manufactured by RCA. It had a whopping 12.5-inch screen. We got our first color TV in 1966, and it seems like we waited forever for that thing. Not all shows were in color, but man, it was so exciting even to watch commercials that were in color. Wednesday, March 26th, it's National Little Red Wagon Day. The radio flyer is almost 100 years old. So many memories with that red flyer wagon. For some of us, in our imagination, it was a race car. It was an airplane. It was a bus. It was a truck. We hauled our siblings and our friends around in them, those magical little red wagons. Thursday, the 27th, is National Scribble Day. Scribbling's good for the soul. The 27th is also National Joe Day. And we're not leaving the ladies out either. Anybody named Josephine or Jody? National Joe Day. I always envied guys that were named Joe because when I was a kid and we'd be playing Army, we would always take on the names Jim or Joe. Friday the 28th, it's National Triglycerides Day. That's a type of fat that's stored in your blood. It's different than cholesterol, but monitoring that number is important for our heart health. The 28th is also National Weed Appreciation Day. Now, some weeds like the dandelion we may curse and try to eradicate, but they are edible. Some weeds are medicinal, and then there's a lot of them that are just a nuisance. But hey, as long as it's green, it's okay in my lawn. Saturday the 29th, we celebrate National PETA Day. The PETA dates back 2.4 million years ago to the Middle East. The 29th is also Vietnam War Veterans Day. And on Sunday the 30th, it's National Doctors Day. Thanks for keeping an eye on us. And it's also National Pencil Day. It was on the 30th of March, 1858, that there was a patent for an eraser that goes on the end of a pencil. That'll come in mighty handy in working on those taxes. Looking ahead on our calendar, coming up on April the 3rd at the Laurel Ridge Community College campus in Middletown, it's a career and internship fair. On the 3rd, stop by the campus between 10 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. The 3rd is a Thursday, and it'll be held at the Corin Community Development Center. There's going to be about 60 employers there, representatives from a variety of career fields, including manufacturing, banking, tree care, electricity, healthcare, local government, education, HVAC, assisted living, the military, construction, and more. Now, this fair is open to both students and the public at large. So this is a win-win for job seekers and local employers. Valley Health, for example, is a large-scale employer and a loyal fair attendee. Also, National Federal Credit Union. Anyway, it's all free. Check out the details at laurelridge.edu/career fair. All right, before we go, let's see how you did on the Brain Buster. This popular first name for a man is going extinct. In the early 1950s, there were nearly 39,000 babies with this name. Today, it's ranked number 674. What name is it? Is it A, Gary, B, Scott, or C, Henry? And the answer is A, Gary. And speaking of names, in closing, saw this in the Reader's Digest under gcfl.net. If the person who named walkie-talkies named everything else, would stamps be called licky stickies? Or pregnancy tests maybe babies? Thanks for joining me this week on the podcast. Share the website breakfastwithbarrylee.com with others so they can join us at the breakfast table. And I hope you have a blessed week.